Hello. Well, I'm gonna talk about only one fight this time. Uh, of course, this is the probably most important fight of this weekend. It's Joyce versus Hrgovic. Okay, so yeah, Hrgovic is returning after his first loss as a pro to Daniel Dubois, and that was not such a devastating loss as some British journalists wanted painted it as, because he wasn't really knocked out. He was stopped on a cut, and he was doing well in the first 5 or 6 rounds actually. Um, but aside, yeah, he does need to win this fight definitely. I think Philip, and I think he will, because if he should lose now to somebody that is, as he put it himself, washed up and too old, as Joyce, who is like pushing 40. I'm not sure exactly how old he is. I think he's like 39 or 40 or something. So, yeah, if he should lose this fight, yeah, he's gonna find himself in the waiting room back there for a long time. Yeah, the thing with Joyce, he was looking, to really fulfill the promise that some of the journalists, anyway, mainly from UK, were really heaping on him. Yeah, he was really touted as a very promising fighter despite his age, because of his amateur credentials. And he did have a few big wins. Among others, he was the first guy to beat Daniel Dubois himself. But that was a much different Daniel Dubois back then. Younger, less experienced, and we might say with less heart and, well, fortitude anyway. Yeah. So Joyce, then he knocked out Joseph Parker, which was his greatest achievement, because nobody else has knocked out Joseph Parker actually. That seems pretty incredible, but also that served to bring Joseph Parker to a new level, just like with Dubois, especially after he lost to Usyk. He became a new fighter because he knew he had to transform himself in order to succeed. Well, the opposite is true of Joyce. Since that his biggest victory over Parker, he seems to have deteriorated, because both his fights with Zhang, I mean, even if he didn't get knocked out in the first fight, I thought Zhang was, I think Joyce, he fell victim to the myth of the invincibility of his own chin, and the easiness at which Zhang landed on him in the both fights, but also the first fight. It's really incredible. I couldn't believe really how easy he landed with his biggest punches. So yeah, but now he knows he cannot afford to fight like he did. And then he loses to Derek Chisora, who everybody had written off pretty much as washed up himself, and yeah, which he probably is actually, but still had enough left in his tank to beat Joyce in what was a close fight. Let's not ignore that, but yeah, Joyce got knocked down actually by a much smaller guy who never was really regarded as a very big puncher, and probably isn't really. So, but yeah, Joyce now, just the problem is he would have to really change, but I don't think he can. He has to adapt to win this fight, but I don't think he can. Not enough. Even though Hrgovic is not such a devastating puncher as Zhang, for instance. No, he's not. But still, he's got enough power that he can stop Joyce if he lands enough. Yep, that's for sure. I mean, I think if anything, the Dubois fight just showed that Hrgovic doesn't have that serious punch. But with him being a big guy, strong guy, if he unloads on you, if he lands the right combination and all that, or combinations, he can stop pretty much everybody. But yeah, he's got to land quite a lot then to stop the tough guys, the toughest guys. Yeah, so that's the thing. We don't know here. I mean, because of that, I mean, this fight might well go the distance, and it might not. On the other hand, if Joyce gets stopped, and especially if he gets stopped in the first 6 rounds, that will be the sign that he just is finished completely and that he has nothing to do or seek in professional boxing. Definitely. Should he go the distance and make it tough for Hrgovic, but still lose in the end? Yeah, maybe that will show he's not totally washed up or finished. You know, anyway. And should he get stopped or really dominated, like maybe win 1 round or something? Of course, that will also prove that he is totally done and washed up. So, yeah, I think Filip Hrgovic is a very good boxer, but he made a big mistake against Dubois. I think he thought, he was watching Usyk fight. It was like, oh, this guy got taken out by a cruiserweight, so it's not gonna be too hard for me, I'm a big heavyweight. I can hit well. He just thought, yeah, I'm just gonna go in there and knock him out fast. But that didn't go that way, of course. So I think he also learned a valuable lesson there. I hope he did, for his sake. Because you just cannot do that against a guy like Dubois. Not the 2024 Dubois, anyway. Maybe 2022 one, probably, but 2024 Dubois, no way. Or 25, for that matter. So, yeah. I just fear that Hrgovic might get robbed. I hope not. But if the fight is close, yeah, and even if he wins more rounds, but if the fight is any close, in any way, who knows? We've seen a lot of robberies. Unfortunately, we've seen too many bad decisions, which can be called robberies in the last couple of years. And especially if you have a guy who is quite popular and beloved in his home country like Joyce still is, I believe. He's got his fan base. Sorry. Yeah, so Hrgovic will have to really put on a show there, put on a really good performance to get that decision. Unless, of course, he stops Joyce. But I think both guys are about equal in size, 6'6". Maybe Joyce, he's a little bit bigger. Otherwise, I don't know, altogether in his build. But it's gonna be. I think there's gonna be quite a lot of holding. I fear. So the fight might not be so pretty from the technical standpoint, but I hope there will be anyway enough exchanges and enough good moments and enough good quality action there. So yeah, what else can I say? I think Hrgovic should win this. He's also the younger fighter. That's a big factor here. And he's not yet in that age where fighters start to slow down. And he's hungry now. He's hungry for revenge. He's hungry for success still. So yeah, I think he will win. But as I said, you never know. I mean, maybe Joyce can produce one last big, great performance. I don't know, maybe get some kind of victory. I mean, Joyce is not a guy who usually wins like by a one punch knockout or something. So you know, he did knock out Joseph Parker in the 11th round. So there you go. It was a hard fight before that. So, but and Hrgovic can take a good punch. Definitely, he can. So yeah, I think there's a big chance that the fight goes to the scorecards. Actually, because of those reasons, Hrgovic having a good chin and Hrgovic himself not being exactly you know, one punch knockout guy or anything like that. So yeah, well, it's gonna be interesting, I think. So anyway, yeah, as I said, I'm actually leaning towards Hrgovic more, but you never know. You know, it's kind of hard to predict the outcome, and also, as I said, the judges, that factor in bad judging. Yeah. So anyway, that was my prediction. All right. Thank you and see you soon. Bye.